Hello everyone, it's another day for Redmond's football report. And it's another exciting one. We have many exciting parts. And for myself, my name is Redmond, and this is my father, Martin.
Hi, I'm Father Martin.
That's not your name.
That'll do for today.
Shaved his face, and it's a Friday.
It is a Friday, and have you got any school left?
None.
None. Okay. Well, we have a lot to cover today, don't we? We've got all the results, and we've got all the previews. So will we start?
Yeah,
Okay.
that sounds good.
So here are our results from the weekend.
We have Switzerland against Czech Republic, 1-1, and then penalties. They won. So you have PSG gets a 0-2 lose against Bayern Munich.
But they win on away goals because of the way it works.
Yeah,
they had 3 goals in the previous game, and Bayern has only 2.
But just how did they? And that looks like PSG is going to win the whole cup.
I think that's a possibility.
Chelsea
lost to Porto, but they drew the tie overall at 2-2, but they won on away goals. So both Chelsea and Paris Saint-Germain lost, won, and drew on the same
doesn't look good for Liverpool as they're out sadly. 0-0 was the score. They only had to score 2 goals.
They only had 2, and they came close a couple of times, but they weren't able to do it.
It should have been 4. They shouldn't have scored. They should have scored 4 goals. Literally, they had 4 great chances.
They had 3 good chances, I think. Anyway, in the Europa League, Borussia Dortmund, having gone a goal up, lost to Manchester City 2-1. They looked like they were going through for a few minutes there. Roma, having gone a goal down to Ajax, should have gone 2 goals down and nearly did, but got a goal back, and then they go through 3-2 on aggregate. Slavia Prague, who are a home to a racist player, finally got their comeuppance as they lost 4-0 at home, despite doing very well otherwise. Villarreal won 2-1 to win the tie against Dinamo Zagreb 3-1 on aggregate. And what about this last one?
Man United.
Don't clap.
2 goals.
So they win 4-0 on aggregate against Granada.
So close.
In the Asian Champions League, Persepolis beat Al-Wahda 1-0, and Goa, the hosts in Group E, drew 0-0. And finally, in an international friendly, France won 2-0 against the US. Actually, I have that score mistaken. They actually lost 2-0 to the United States. So that was an error in typing up on my part.
You just wanted France to win 2-0.
Who doesn't, Redmond? Who doesn't?
I go, Daddy.
Now, let's have a look. We've got quite a lot of previews to get through, so we'll start off with 2 games in the Asian Champions League again. And here is the table. My head is invisible. Here is the table for now, so you can see who is doing what in it. So it's Al-Hilal are the hosts in this tournament. They're playing in the first game against, and this is the times are wrong on this, by the way. You'll get the correct times at the end. They're playing Shabab Al-Ahli Dubai. So we've got an Emirati team playing Saudi Arabians. Redmond, please don't breathe into the microphone. It's very distracting. Or don't shout in there either. That's not particularly much better. So Al-Shabab are basically... what was I going to say? Where are we? Al-Hilal are the joint most winner of all 3, if you like, the major Asian competitions. The Champions League, the Cup Winners' Cup, which I think is now defunct. Leave those alone. And head up. They can see you even if you can't see them. They're the joint biggest winners of the Champions League, the Cup Winners' Cup, and the Super Cup in Asia, which means they're clearly Asia's biggest team. They're the most time runners-up in the Asian Champions League as well, and they most recently won it in 2019. So as a result, they're basically kind of the favourites. Shabab from the United Arab Emirates, their best performance was in 2015 when they were runners-up in the Champions League. Meanwhile, we have, that's the Gulf Peninsula, if you like. Then we have the Central Asian clash between AGMK and FC is TikTok lol. Istiklol. It feels like an internet thing. A tiklol, which is like like a TikTok that's really funny. Maybe not.
Yeah, it's like it's basically TikTok. Basically, people who do really funny TikTok.
They're ticklols.
Ticklols.
As opposed to talk trolls, which I'm presuming are people who post on TikTok to wind people up. And they presumably play in Kyrgyzstan. Right, so AGMK are... Give me a moment here. Al-Ahli Gorno Metallurgiski Kombinat, which basically means Al-Malik Mining and Metallurgical Plant. They're nicknamed the miners or the metallurgists, and they were only founded in 2004, which is quite impressive when you consider that even though this is only their second time in the Champions League, these Tajikis from Tashkent or near Tashkent basically have been pretty much perennially in the... Sorry, these Uzbekis, not Tajikis, Uzbekis of Almaty. No, it's not. Sorry, of Al-Malik. They've basically been there pretty permanently in the Asian competition since 2011. It's their second time in the Champions League. In 2019, they got past the first round, a preliminary round, which was against Istiklol.
So basically, TikTok, funny, FC.
Yeah, they beat them in the preliminaries, but they went out in the playoff round to Al Nassr, who are Saudi. Which I think is interesting. They had to play a preliminary round to get in this year, and they played against can't remember which Qatari team it was, but a Qatari team. Istiklol were founded in 2007, and Istiklol basically means independence in Tajik. And they're the only Tajik team left in it.
And are they out?
They are not out yet. They're playing 6 games in the next couple of weeks. Well, 3 more games. Basically, the name means independence, and they were founded to commemorate the independence of Tajikistan. Istiklol have been regulars in Asian competition since 2011 as well. This is only the second time in the Champions League as well. Sorry, AGMK have never been in Asian competition as far as I know prior to entering Champions League in 2019. But Istiklol have been there the whole time, mostly in the Confederation, Asian Confederation Championship or whatever they call it. Again, this is only their second time in the Champions League, so these teams are destined to meet. They're 2 of only 3 properly Central European teams left in the competition. Please stop grabbing my face. No more of that, thank you.
Okay.
We've had this conversation a lot lately. If I go back to look at it, you can see both sides played already. AGMK managed to hold Al-Hilal to a 2-2 draw, which is very impressive. And Istiklol holding Shabab to 0-0 is incredible. I mean, again, home and away doesn't mean very much, but you can see it is quite impressive. Now, here's a very interesting thing, I think, if you look just up, where's my finger? Up here. Disciplinary points. Bookings stand against you when everything is otherwise square. So Al-Hilal didn't have a booking, and that's why they're top of the table right now. And Al-Shabab had 1 booking fewer than Istiklol, so that's why they're top of the table.
Istiklol, you can make it TikTok.
Yes, you can. Moving swiftly on, let's have a look at what are your predictions for these 2 games, Redmond. Start with Al-Shabab against Al-Ahli. Shabab Al-Ahli. Against Al-Hilal. What do you think the score is going to be?
I think it's going to be 3-0 Al-Ahli. They're just going to.
Al-Hilal, you mean? Yes, they are. I think they're going to do well. Although they drew 2-0, 2-2 in the first game. They do host, so it should count for something. I'm going to say 2-0 to Al-Hilal. And AGMK against Istiklol, Redmond?
Istiklol is going to actually be really, really good with their defense, making it a 0-0 draw.
Well, I'm going to chance a 2-0 win to AGMK, which I'm sure I'm pronouncing badly, by the way. So please do not go around saying, AGMK, that's the team's name. Right, let's move on to section 2, which is 2 of my picks. Well, it's kind of shared. The first two were my picks because we're trying to cut down on the amount of sections. Of course, I didn't this week. We have Waterford FC playing tonight in about half an hour against Bohemians. And then we also have Louisville City playing in the pre-season friendly tomorrow at 21 hours Central European time. All these times, as always, in Central European time, against Pittsburgh Riverhounds. I don't have very much written on these, but I'll tear through it. As regards Waterford, Bows are 6th, Waterford are 8th. There's 1 point between because Bows got a draw and we've only had 1 win in 4 games. Neither side are looking particularly good. Waterford, I think, are probably closer to the wins most of the time. Meanwhile, Louisville City, I don't know why you're doing this. Is there a reason? Do you want everybody to be staring at you? I mean, they're doing that anyway, so you could contribute rather than distract. Come on, up here. It's pre-season there. It's odd because normally they're in the same conference, but this time because they've divided up the conferences a lot, please join in. LC are in Central while Pittsburgh are in the Atlantic, so they won't actually be playing during the year. For Louisville City, it's largely the same squad. A couple of 1 or 2 added players. Chiefly, there's the 6 academy players who are in there, including now I can't remember which one. Elijah and Joshua Winder, both brothers, both coming from Louisville. So it's exciting. We might have a lot more sight of Louisville players playing this year. Redmond, any thoughts on Waterford against Bohemians or Louisville against Pittsburgh?
Louisville should be doing better. I think so.
Well, they haven't played any real games yet, so this is the first real one.
They've basically just played not that many games.
None, in fact.
They should be, doing a lot more good training.
Yes, that's all they've been doing, really, for the last 10 weeks or 8 weeks.
And they need to have, I think, just to make it, to make things a little fun and also ready for the match, basically... have a little fun tournament with the players, so they can get heated up and know what's coming for the game, and also just for something they deserve. They've not been doing that much fun things.
They've been working very hard. Yes. What do you think the score is going to be in this one?
Well. Louisville City just scrape with a 1-0 win.
Okay. I'm going to suggest that the team being so settled that with a couple of new faces coming in, I think it's going to be a friendly, and I don't think there's going to be anything to be learned from this from a fan point of view. But it'll be an opportunity for players to try things and the coach to explore things. I think it's going to be 3-1. How about Waterford against Bows? What do you think is going to happen there?
I think Bohemians have they're feeling. I think they're just going to get a 2-0 win against them. I think they should basically have that.
Mm-hmm. I, for one, can't see Waterford not conceding, but I can't see Bohemians winning. So, 1-1. Mm-hmm. That's what my guess is going to be for that one. Right, let's move on, and we've got another double up here. We have 4 seemingly random games in Colombia, and here's the Colombian table. And there I go. So you are front and center, Redmond. You need to pay attention. Now, this is basically the last game of the Apertura, the opening round of games here in, or the opening half of the season. There will be playoffs contested by the 8 teams to see who wins this half of the season. And so obviously places are being fought for. The team that's first, currently Atletico Nacional, would play the team that's 8th, which is America de Cali. If, for example, Deportivo Cali somehow got a better result at the weekend than Atletico, they might end up playing America de Cali. It's possible in theory for Deportiva Pasto, Jaguares, and Independiente Medellin to get that 8th spot, but it's really unlikely that, aside from Independiente, that any of them will get it. Junior are already done. So, looking at these games, you can see that America de Cali are playing Tolima, who are in 4th currently. Again, they can't catch them. As you can see, everybody but Junior are through, and America de Cali, obviously. Interesting thing, La Equidad against Santa Fe. Either of those teams could end up, depending on results in the other gun, either of those could end up winning the tournament or winning the, whatever you want, the regular seasons. Of these 8 teams that currently are there, only La Equidad have... Please stop. Please stop. Only La Equidad have failed to win a season, or a title, if you like, in Colombia. Of course, whoever finishes on top of the table does not win the title. They go through to a knockout stage. That's all that happens there. But it would be nice to see somebody like La Equidad finish top. Otherwise, everyone's won something. I think Tolima have only won 2. America de Cali, Millonarios, Atlético Nacional. Most of them have won something. Patriotas, out of play at the moment. The other thing that might be interesting is, I think, Deportivo Pereira and Boyacha Chico. One of those goes down. They're both on the same point. One of them will be going down.
Junior?
They just are. So, Redmond, thoughts on these games coming up? Would you like to see your predictions and say them out?
Okay.
So, Atlético Nacional against Patriotas.
1-0 Atlético Nacional.
Well, I'm going to say 3-1. I think they're a stronger team. Millonarios against Deportivo Cali. Which
I don't think Millionaires can.
Millonarios?
Millonarios. You guys can get anything. But I think Deportivo Cali can actually just get a goal.
Leave that. That was literally the thing I took away from your hands. Okay, I'm going to say a 1-1 draw there. La Equidad against Santa Fe.
Well, it's 0-0.
Oh, just because they're not massive names. Santa Fe are a very successful team. They've won something like 9 titles, as have Junior, by the way, or Junior. I'm not too sure how it's pronounced. Sorry, Spanish speakers, and particularly sorry to Latin American Spanish speakers. I'm going to go 1-0 to La Equidad there. And America de Cali against Tolima.
America de Cali can get a 1-0 win.
Okay, I'm going to say 2-1 to Tolima. Right, so get back on the other screen, and we are nearly... We're actually doing quite well time-wise. I was worried we had so many games to get through that we wouldn't get through them. And I still managed to make my Istiklol joke. So,
really funny.
Redmond's teams in the main now. We'll have a look at the two Juventus teams in their 2 games first, then look at Liverpool Leeds, and look at then the Copa del Rey final to round up, which is Barcelona against Athletic Club. So, looking at Juventus first, Sassuolo's women are in 3rd place. Juventus' women are top, and there's a big gap at the moment. It's been a long time since any teams have played. I think it's going back to March. I think the last game Juventus played was losing to Roma in the first leg of the Cup semi-final. Juventus players have done well during the break. Hurtig scored against the United States in the 1-1 draw for Sweden. And I think, did he score in the second game as well? I can't remember. Sassuolo have had 3 defeats all season. They've lost at home. They've lost away to Roma, to AC Milan, who are second, and to Juventus. They've drawn with Roma in their home game, so I have a feeling my guess is going to be kind of out there. The Atlanta-Juventus game in the men's game is actually a very big game. This is 4th against 3rd in the race for the Champions League. There's 1 point between them, 62 and 63 points, and Juventus are in 3rd. Atalanta have scored 10 more goals. That's 71 goals scored. But they've also conceded 11. Stop breathing loudly into the microphone. Very, very distracting. They've conceded 11 more than Juventus as well, though. So they're actually 1 down on them on goal difference. They've conceded 38 as opposed to Juventus' 27. Juventus missing only really Berna thanks to COVID. Hatibor is out through injury, and Romero, the centre half, is out suspended, and he's going to be a big loss for Atalanta, and I think that may change the game. Redmond, Sassuolo women against Juventus women. What's the score going to be?
2-0 Juventus women.
Okay,
I just don't think. I think Juventus are just going to get some weird players out there because they're settling into first.
Like Staskova play and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Starting and maybe no Bonansea or Girelli to
Yeah.
start. Just on the bench.
I just think they're going to put silly players out there, but if they
Not
put
silly. They're incredibly good players. It's just
good players.
not their first team.
Yeah, not their first team.
Okay.
And I just think Sassuolo will not be expecting this. So it's 2-0 to Venice.
Okay, I think that's good analysis there. My inclination is that they might play the full team in a warm-up for the Roma game next weekend, the second leg of the Cup. And so get them all firing on all guns. And I think we're going to see a big blowout, 5-1.
Bruh.
But again, anything can happen. What about Atalanta-Juventus, Redmond?
Juventus 2-1. Atalanta are going to be putting their best team out there.
Oh, yeah. But they're missing their major centre half, which I think is an issue.
And that is going to be a big problem. So I just think if he was in, it would be 1-1. But if he's not in, 2-1 Juventus, definitely.
Well, I was thinking that that his absence could be a game changer there, all right. And I'm going to go for a 2-2 draw. I think it's too big a game for both teams. And Atalanta tend to rise for a good opponent, but they're not going to be as good in defence as normal. Dybala, however, may be starting the game.
If he's starting the game, 3-1.
3-1, you reckon? Well, we'll see what happens. I'll be interested. I'll be very excited to see how he plays tomorrow at 15 hours Central European time. Leeds against Liverpool, Redmond. We have 10th place for Leeds and 6th for Liverpool. There's 7 points between them. Liverpool have won their last 3, but so have Leeds, and they're both clawing their way back up the table. But Liverpool really need to get together now with the Champions League out of the way. They're 2 points from being in a European place where Chelsea are, and there are 3 points from the Champions League, which is where West Ham are. Above that, you've got Leicester, you've got Manchester United, and you've got Manchester City. So it is entirely possible and plausible that they can get into the Champions League, but they need to start doing it now. What do you think's the score? What do you think of this game, Redmond?
I think Liverpool is going to be really serious about this. They're going to put out their best team with their best players they have, not injured though. And I just think that's going to be a big, good thumbs up for them. I think they're going to win 2-0.
Okay, well, I think you're right that they'll score 2. I think Leeds will get 1, though, someplace along the way and make it very, very nervous. I think it's going to be 2-1. And finally, we have one last game to look at this week, which is the Cup Final in Spain. Or rather, the second Cup Final, not of this year, but of this month. The Copa del Rey, which is the major cup in Spain. The final last year between Athletic Club and Real Sociedad got postponed to this year. Sociedad won it. I don't know if that means they're going to be playing European competition or not next year. But Sociedad won the cup, which is a big deal. In the first ever cup held between 2 Basque teams. Athletic Club, they've surely gotten rather demoralised by this. They've been struggling a little bit in the league. They haven't won any of the last 6 games in Spain, including the cup final, which is basically drawing 4 and losing 2. Barcelona are missing the usual suspects. For once, their opponents are missing more than them. So this is a big one for both. What do you think, Redmond?
That's a big, big game.
Mm-hmm.
They just looks like they're 2 big opponents for both of them.
Yeah.
So what you said with Atalanta and Juventus, I think that's going to be 1-1. I'm not going to do that extra time or penalty kind of things. They'll be somewhere in there, kind of.
Well, it will go to extra time, yeah, if it's 1-1. I don't think that's a bad guess. I'm going to guess that the final result, whether it's after extra time or not, I think it could be a lot tighter, especially after them losing the first one. It's going to be 2-1 Barcelona. Barcelona are in danger of not coming home with the league, and it's looking increasingly like this may not be Messi's last season at Barcelona, but who knows? But either way, I'm guessing 2-1. Okay, that is our predictions for the week. Anything you need to say, Redmond? Anything you want to tell the audience at home?
Well, comment down below to see what teams you like, and also make sure to hit the like button hit the bell, and don't forget to hit that beautiful subscribe button. It's the best thing, I think, of all of them.
I'm sure you do. Well, either way, we do have somebody watching, so I hope you've been enjoying it. Do never be shy to comment. We haven't had any comments today, but we get them on and off.
We can even get 200, literally.
We could. You never know, but it's probably not going to happen today.
Yeah, that's so unlikely.
It is a little bit unlikely, all right. There's a little gap of something like, how long? Nearly a minute between. So at this stage, if you're writing a comment, it's too late. We won't see it. But we hope you've enjoyed this. Redmond, any thoughts you want to end on?
Well,
about football in general?
Don't be just go out there, play with a ball or anything, and have fun.
Wise words. Well, that's it for us. I'll put up the preview in a second. Redmond, you want to? I'll say goodbye now. Redmond, you want to finish it up for us?
Bye, everyone. Redmond's Football Report. See you later, everyone.